Good morning, honorable judges and worthy opponents. I am the first speaker of the affirmative team, arguing strongly that the Taiwanese government should mandate COVID-19 vaccinations. First, I will define a few terms in the resolution. Mandate refers to the act of demanding all people in the criteria to get vaccinated, and the criteria will be further explained later in my plan. Second, we define COVID-19 vaccinations as a substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, which are produced by authorized manufacturers that ensures the quality of the vaccines. To conduct a vaccine mandate for the purpose of having 89% of the people get 2 doses of vaccines within 6 months, we propose a plan with a budget of $200 million. We plan to utilize text messages and mail sent to individuals' home addresses to ensure everyone receives the information. In case certain mail is lost through the postal system, we will send updated notifications to remind all individuals. Additionally, the assistance of local administration can foster the efficiency of the plan by solving special cases. To be more specific, if a person has special individual issues, including but not limited to pregnancy, their vaccination can be postponed. And if a person's livelihood is influenced due to the mandate, the government will offer relief subsidies. To clarify, those who are allergic to vaccines, have autoimmune deficiency, under 12 years old, or have pre-existing conditions are not required to get the vaccine shots. And everyone who's vaccinated will then be given a vaccine passport. Communicable Disease Control Article 70 states that the government can fine people for violating disease-related issues, including but not limited to quarantine and examination. Moreover, our team firmly believes that the Taiwanese government should legislate an executive order which includes vaccination and different penalties. To be specific, a progressive penalty will be delivered to the people who ignore the government's regulation and possibly endanger the society. Additionally, they will not be able to enter public areas like restaurants. The plan for the mandate is a vital and feasible necessity that must be carried out for the following reasons. First, higher vaccination rates can decrease the possibility of having severe symptoms after getting COVID, also advance public welfare. CDC stated that COVID-19 vaccinations can effectively reduce the risk of getting and spreading the virus. Italy mandated COVID-19 vaccines in October, and the active cases actually decreased by up to 70,000 people a month as a result. And the coverage of 2 doses of vaccines rose from 62.1% to 74.2% in merely 2 months. Therefore, by mandating COVID vaccines, the government can serve its purpose of providing public security and welfare when saving more people from dying from COVID. Our second argument is that when the infection rate is low, the pressure on medical institutions becomes lower. In May, Taipei City Hospital Labor Union issued a proclamation that the healthcare system was on the verge of collapse and the hospitals were overwhelmed. Therefore, to prevent these things from happening, it's imperative to mandate COVID-19 vaccinations. We, the affirmative team, firmly believe that the Taiwanese government should mandate COVID-19 vaccinations for the sake of millions of people's lives in times of crisis. And now, I'll stand for cross-examination. Thank you.
Second question, cross-examine, first affirmative. 2 minutes.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Now I want to make sure the definitions of vaccinated. So would you please define the term mandate?
Oh, okay. As I stated in my speech, mandate means requiring all people in the criteria to get vaccinated.
Now would you please tell us how many foreign countries are imposing the vaccination mandate and how effective our community is?
Currently, there are 11 countries have COVID-19 vaccine mandate, and scientifically, there are no definitions for herd immunity.
Even if the vaccine is effective, how long do you think our government should impose the vaccine mandate? So again, we want to know the necessary of taking the COVID-19 vaccine.
So, as I stated in my speech, our plan lasts for 6 months. And the purpose is to reduce the risk of having severe symptoms and advance public welfare. Thank you.
First method control 4 minutes. Thank you, Chairman, and hello, everyone. First of all, we want to say our sincerest condolences to anyone who has suffered or has experienced any loss because of the COVID-19. In the case of such a worldwide calamity, we must ensure we don't add to it by acting irrationally. We believe that any authority or political symptom should not force people to take the COVID-19 vaccine. First of all, we contend that people should have the right to take COVID-19 vaccine. In other words, the government should give the decision back to the people. In a world without borders, we have a greater responsibility to people, whether for the religious belief, personal conviction, or just the right to choose. We must respect each individual's rights. Evidence from other countries has shown that people will go on the streets and take part in protests against vaccination mandates. We, Taiwan, a democratic country, should never rush into this mistake. Besides, several human rights issues will follow if Taiwan imposes mandation policies. A lesson from other countries tells us that quite a few foreign employees are fired by the employers under the vaccination mandates. People's right to work and privacy of individuals' health may be serious violence as the vaccine authority regulation punishments are made in accordance with the mandate. These healthy but unvaccinated people will have no choice but to seek another place to stay or move to another country, which is unreasonable and unacceptable. Secondly, many people are starting to feel that they are being forced to take something that they do not believe in, want, or necessarily need. The COVID-19 vaccine has been rushed through and even skipped the protocol required to prove its safety and efficiency. Worldwide trials have been sped up and there is a lack of transparency about the effectiveness of vaccines. Many people have lost loved ones or have had permanent health problems because of the vaccines. Even now, our present government has pushed through an improperly passed vaccine, which hasn't even been recognized worldwide, like the FBC COVID-19 vaccine, which made by Taiwan company. It hasn't been proved by other countries. So if you get this vaccine, you can go to a foreign countries. We are not denying the importance of vaccine, but forcing people to take the unknowing or immature COVID-19 vaccine in order to collect enough significant clinical data is morally wrong. The third potential of our side is that we don't need the vaccination mandate to get the life back to normal. Instead, we should learn how to deal with the virus. That is, a vaccination mandate is not suitable for the current situation in Taiwan. Many countries are now forcing their third or fourth wave of COVID even after they reach herd immunity. Take South Korea and Germany, for example. They are among the world countries with the highest vaccination coverage, but both of them failed to control the pandemic recently. The instant surge of confirming cases has made their government lock down their countries once again. From the example above, we conclude that higher vaccination rate is not equal to lower transmission speed. It only has decreased the severity of symptoms of the confirmed case of COVID. Therefore, the herd immunity is more like an idealism, which one feel easily when there is a new guaranteed virus. Again, we are not arguing the efficiency of COVID-19 vaccine. Some experts have suggested that we should learn how to coexist with the coronavirus in a life of new normal, and taking a COVID vaccine will become one of the options. Other ways such as wearing face masks, keeping a proper social distance, or promoting person hygiene should also be the focus of what our government should do. Thank you.
First affirmative cross-examine first method, 2 minutes.
Good morning. Did you state that many people will have chronic problems because of vaccines?
Yes.
So how many people?
We can.
If you don't know, I can tell you. 0.0002% of people get myocarditis because of vaccines. That's not a large number, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is it reasonable to enjoy your rights when you're posing a threat to others?
This is it.
Is it reasonable for you to enjoy your rights when you're posing threat to others?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you know the current vaccination rate?
The vaccination number we have answered that is we have first off is 79.35% of population have released one dose. And
Thank you. Do you think that's enough for us to fight COVID-19?
as we see that the Taiwanese people are willing to get the vaccine. So the only thing is to necessary to mandate the COVID-19 vaccine.
So what's the willingness of the Taiwanese people to get vaccinated? How much is the willingness? How many percent? Do you have any evidence for that?
And this is potential second debate.
Okay. Do you state that mandate is not democratic? So, right?
And you know,
Do you mean,
it doesn't exactly the democrat.
so do you mean that we should do what the democratic countries do, like America? Thank you.
Thank you. Second and third stage constructed 4 minutes.
Good morning, honorable judges, worthy opponents, and esteemed guests. I'm the second speaker of the affirmative team. I stand here to continue to support our team's claim that the Taiwanese government should mandate COVID-19 vaccinations. Before I start my constructive speech, I will rebut some of the arguments made by the first negative. First of all, the first negative wasn't able to provide solid evidence why a democratic country can mandate COVID vaccines, since democratic countries such as the US, New Zealand, Austria have also mandated the COVID vaccines. In addition, the opponents also ignored the fact that the current preventive measures such as masking and quarantines are also violations to human rights. Thus, it is evident that their point does not stand. And now, I will start my constructive speech. A vaccine mandate not only serves the purpose of protecting everyone's health and preventing a shortage of medical resources. Our third argument is that a vaccine mandate can boost our economy and provide security so that we can stay open and prosperous. When Taiwan experienced a COVID-19 outbreak in the spring and summer of 2021, the economy took a major hit. Many businesses were temporarily closed and thousands more were closed permanently. In May, real estate company UV indicated that the number of online postings for available shopfronts in New Taipei and Taipei had soared by 1,000 in just 3 weeks, which is a rise of 20%. This mentioned that scores of stores were forced to shut down when faced with the outbreak. In addition, according to Asian Development Bank, the gross domestic product in Taiwan would decrease by 1% under severe circumstances. On the other hand, as reported by the Director General of Budget, Accounting and Statistics, the unemployment rate in June was 4.8%, while in September the rate decreased to 3.9%. This is because the unpleasant level 3 alert finally came to a halt and the vaccination rate was on the rise. Taiwan has sustained great losses while undergoing the crisis in May. Therefore, the best way to avoid a future shutdown and evade a catastrophe for our economy is a higher vaccination rate, and the best way to achieve that is a vaccine mandate. Moreover, a vaccine mandate can help foster a safe and healthy environment while protecting vulnerable employees in the workplace, and thus facilitating the work efficiency of numerous businesses. And equally important, a vaccine mandate could give customers peace of mind to be out in public while COVID is in the air. As people start going shopping and eating at restaurants, it is vital to make people have immunity against the potential virus that may still exist in the society. We firmly believe that strict academic regulations such as masking and quarantines are indispensable. However, a vaccine mandate serves as an essential element to help prevent people from getting the disease and limit its spread. It also allows us to avoid more costly shutdowns, and give people confidence to go spend the money in safety. Based on the plan and arguments provided, we, the affirmative team, strongly urges that the Taiwanese government implement a vaccine mandate for the sake of Taiwan's economy. Thank you. I now stand for cross-examination.
First, negative cross-examination, second, affirmative, 2 minutes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And it has said that why we have to mandate it. You have said that why we have to mandate, is it right?
Yes, we believe that it is imperative to mandate COVID-19 vaccines for the status quo.
Can you say what would happen if we didn't mandate a COVID-19 vaccination?
If we didn't mandate the COVID vaccines, another outbreak may potentially occur, and that would devastate our economy and have a negative impact on our society and Taiwanese citizens' health.
Okay, and you can see that the South Korean and Germany have the high vaccination rate, but they fail to control the pandemic. What do you say that?
First of all, those countries do not have strict epidemic regulations such as Taiwan, and thus, with the existence of vaccine mandates and those preventive measures currently, we are certain that these kind of policies will stabilize our Taiwan's situation and economy.
Okay. Why is the people didn't get you're going to mandate the vaccination, and why will the people in this way didn't get the vaccination?
We will try to persuade those people who refuse to get the vaccines, and if they insist on refusing the vaccines, we will have penalties on them.
If the people who didn't want to get the vaccine and they have the vaccine after the experimentation and they got serious illness, what should happen? How do you deal with it?
Can you repeat? Thank you.
Second, constructive, 4 minutes. Thank you for the insight from the previous discussion. I would like to go through the perspective of our side with detailed information. First, in terms of how much degree will it vaccination mandate violate into the slide, we have collected some data and evidence to back up our side. The most controversial and questionable issue is the implementation of vaccine passport. The vaccine passport is policy used to control the pandemic across borders from different countries. Yet the negative voice has always been growing. It is believed that vaccine passport is a discrimination against the rights to freedom of movement. The restriction of people's movement from going to different places can directly or indirectly influence their lives. Therefore, I would like to propose a question. Will Taiwan's government enforce the vaccination mandate? And what will be the related rules, bans, or set punishment to those unvaccinated people who are involuntarily laid off by the company? Second of all, a vaccination mandate will make people have no choice but to take the consequence of the side effect of the vaccine shot. Yes, we're now referring a person's life, which is invaluable and therefore cannot be measured or compensated by all means. Once the vaccinated people have a negative response to the vaccine or unfortunately death, but the government still persists passing a vaccination mandate. Vaccine is not a once-for-all solution, and it is definitely not applicable to all people. Some anecdotal evidence from the vaccinated people are proclaimed that taking a second dose of vaccine may lose their ability, develop a myocarditis, or irrevocable after effects. In other words, no one is 100% sure the zero side effect from the vaccine, regardless the WHO recognized vaccine or national recognized one. Thirdly, some vaccines are not only skipped stringent certification and haven't been recognized worldwide but have some political factors like MBC COVID-19. Vaccine has been by Taiwan's biotech company. If you get an MBC COVID-19 vaccine, you can't even travel to foreign countries. Some countries like America and most of the European countries don't approve this kind of vaccine. Lastly, it is our contention that vaccination mandates should only serve as a single solution to the problem. Again, instead of mandate, we propose that our government put more effort to how to encourage people to get vaccinated. Meanwhile, precautions measures such as wearing face masks, maintaining social distance, and education on promoting the personal hygiene are also indispensable. The WHO's Europe Director Dr. Hans Kluge mentioned on Tuesday, December 7th that compulsory vaccinations should be a last resort. He said mandates around vaccination are an absolute last resort and only applicable when all other feasible options to improve vaccination uptake have been exhausted. He also warned that what is acceptable in one society or immunity may not be another one again. COVID vaccine greatly reduce the risk of certain infection, hospitalization, and death from the virus. But the power of vaccine immunity will decrease after around 6 months, and that there are not 100% effects at reducing transmission. Thank you.
Secretary Ross Stanley, Stephanie Nestor, 2 minutes.
Do you say that the vaccine mandate should be the last resort to combat the COVID virus?
Yes.
So when will this last resort be implemented? Okay, thank you. How many people have side effects after vaccinations?
Please say.
How many people have side effects after they got the COVID vaccines?
We don't know how many people.
Okay, thank you. Do you know how many countries have mandated COVID-19 vaccinations?
I'll leave the question to
Okay, thank you. Do you state that the vaccinated mandate is not suitable because it violates the people's rights?
Yes.
Do you know that quarantines is a violation to human rights? Do you know quarantines is a violation to human rights?
I don't understand your question.
Do you want to? Do you think that mandating is authoritarian? Do you agree that cases caused by COVID are more higher than cases caused by side effects of COVID vaccines?
Yes.
So are you suggesting that? Thank you.